How's it going, everyone? Matt from Backer Club here again with another creator interview. This time we have Antonio from Amsterdam Dynamics. He has the new ST-01 live on Kickstarter right now. How's it going, Antonio?
All good, all good. How's it going with you?
And not too bad. We just have a few questions for you today, and without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it.
Sure.
Cool. So for someone that's brand new to Amsterdam Dynamics, can you give us a brief overview of the ST-01 and what the studio is all about?
Yeah. So Amsterdam Dynamics is a small design studio. We focus on products that take people away from digital environments. So we want to bring them back to reality, to physical objects. And our first product is ST-01, which is live on Kickstarter, and it's a modular spinning top or a
Okay.
desk toy, if you want to call it like that, that basically tries to take you away, even for a minute, from your day-to-day job and day-to-day tasks, and gives you something tactile, something that you can touch, be satisfied with, and then leave there again and continue your tasks.
Very cool. So, where did the idea for this tactile desk toy come from? Was there like a specific moment?
Yeah, so it came from a habit. I think this happens to everybody at one point. You're gonna click a pen or you're gonna tap on your desk
Yeah.
when you're stressed out a little bit. That's how humans release stress. So
Okay.
we said we've been doing it so many times. I'm looking at my colleagues in the studio, looking at my past colleagues at uni as well, that we said, why do not create something that is actually made for it? Something that can be fun, but something that at the end can be an object you can use, and the purpose of it is like release stress and give you, let's say, a moment of calm. So that is why we made it.
Very cool. So, I know you mentioned that it's a multifunction and it has four distinct interactions, which is a
Right.
spin, a click, a flip, and a snap. And how did
Right.
you land on those specific four?
So we did so many iterations before finding these four. Let's say the main focus was that we really wanted to make a spinning top.
Yeah.
But then we said that the spinning top market is so saturated, and we wanted to create something that gives you physical satisfaction, not only visual, like looking at an object spin. So we said the pen clicking is one of the most
Mm, yeah.
the one of
Common
the
things that people,
yes,
yep.
most common interactions that a human does with a desktop object. So we wanted something that clicked. Then combining it with a spinning top, we decided to come with this design that then allowed these four different interactions, thanks to the magnets that hold it together.
Ah,
And then we decided we really wanted to add swiping and maybe add other magnets, but then it would have made the product more difficult to make, more difficult to assemble, and we wanted something simple, so we focused on these four main
yeah.
interactions.
Very cool. So, what makes it, other than these four things, it different from other desk toys and fidget toys?
Yeah. So other than this, it is we're very proud to be the first company making a modular spinning top.
Yeah.
So they never existed. A spinning top made of three different
Yeah.
pieces. Um, it makes it different because on top of these four interactions, even playing with my colleagues, our friends, while we were trying to find them, you can always find new ways. For example, you can spin it upside down.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when we designed it, but it does actually work. You can use it as a magnet if you need to hang something on your fridge, for example. So you can find multiple ways of using it, and more than a toy, I would say it's a tool, like kind of a relaxation tool.
Yeah. Very cool. So you probably went through a bunch of like iterations of this product. Can you kind of walk us through what that process looked like and what were some of the biggest design challenges along the way?
Yeah, there were so many. Mostly like choosing the finishes that took
Okay.
over 6 months because we were never satisfied with the result. We tried all different colors, we tried different materials, we tried different finishes, shiny, matte, sandblasted,
Mm,
anodized.
wow.
But the most challenging part of it was having uh, two magnets that were strong enough to let it spin consistently, but
Ah,
also not too strong that, let's
you
say,
couldn't get it apart. Yeah.
yes. And the most challenging part was uh, also the um, uh, making basically the assembly consistent and having always
Mm,
that same clicking sound for every single unit. That was really challenging.
wow. Yeah. Stuff you don't think about, right? You know?
Yeah,
Cool.
we gotta
So the
make it
product,
first, and then
yeah. So yeah, you say that the product is made of the final product is CNC machined from solid aluminum. Can you talk about the materials in the manufacturing process and like why you went the actual like route of the CNC'd aluminum rather than a different like material?
yeah. Definitely. So, CNC machining means that you are milling out of a solid piece of material. We've always been fascinated with it. We didn't want to create molds, make a plastic object.
Yeah.
We wanted to create an object that could last a lifetime and could be even passed on the next generation. Something that would last for a very long time. And we know by experience that using CNC machining not only gives you a lot of precision for every single unit. So if you think about it, every single unit is different because each unit is made by a different piece of solid aluminum, but they are all consistent in shape and size, and ultimately it gives a much more premium feel. The project looks and feels
Yeah.
premium. We went for aluminum rather than other metals for number one, cost reasons for the first
Okay.
iterations, but second, also because uh, with the way we designed it, we reached a weight of 53 grams, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted 50. We had to stretch
Hmm.
it to 53,
Interesting.
but it's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's perfect in the hands when you use it, it's perfect when you spin it. That is the main reason.
Interesting. Actually, that's I'm very curious about the 50 grams now, you know, because
Yeah.
it's a certain it's a ratio of size to weight, right? And so like
Yes.
what
Yes.
about like 50 grams, you know, it's very curious to me, like what
Yeah.
makes that
So,
the perfect
for
weight?
example, there is we wanted to find a weight because it's an object that you want to carry with yourself all the time,
Mm,
so it can live on your desk, right? But you also want to bring it maybe out with friends at a bar,
yeah,
so it needs to be, we didn't want it to be, let's say, 100 grams. It would be way too heavy in your
yeah,
pocket, way too heavy in your backpack. But also it allows that particular weight and the form factor that we chose allows it to spin for over 2 minutes. If we had something
oh,
lighter, it would spin for less. If we
yeah,
had something heavier, it would spin longer. But we needed to find a balance between
yeah,
portability, weight, and spin time.
yeah. It also, you didn't mention it, but even if it was heavier, it would spin longer, but it would take more force to actually spin it, right? And
Exactly.
so like,
Yeah.
you know, you start to have
And
to
we
be
also, yes, we want this to be, let's say, we consider this like let's say, a desk toy. So
yeah,
for, let's say, young adults, but not only, because we saw from our community, we have a lot of backers
yeah,
that are over 50 and we're really happy about it. But it's something you can also, you also would maybe want to play with your kids with. So
mm,
anybody needs to be able
yeah.
to spin it. That is what we are trying to achieve with it.
Very cool. Yeah, I like all the thought that went into, that. So, yeah, I love it. I appreciate it. Probably a lot of people won't until they actually get it, right? But I think
Right.
that's a unique distinction there. So, very cool. Um, all right, so you've already like hit your stretch goal and unlocked the matte black limited edition color. Um, did you expect the campaign to take off this quickly? And then do you have any other stretch goals or variants planned?
Okay. First of all, we were really happy. We did expect we expected a good start, but not as good. And that is just, I need to say thank you to our community that we built during the pre-launch phase. They really demonstrated that way they were intentional, that they really liked the product. And that I still remember that when I hit the launch button on Kickstarter, the pledges started coming, and
Yep.
I really wasn't expecting that. Like I'm like a second after hitting the launch button, so it's just thanks to them, and we're really appreciative of it. And uh, about the stretch goals, we do have others in the pipeline, but not for the Kickstarter. It's going to be later.
Oh,
Maybe a couple of them will be in a new Kickstarter for the second version of the spinning top.
okay.
But at the moment, we are trying to focus because we're a small studio, so we really want to
Make this
focus on
one
the
perfect.
quality
Yeah,
and make sure those two versions we made get delivered as fast as possible and with the best quality possible.
awesome. I love it. So, this is your first Kickstarter campaign. Why did you choose Kickstarter instead of, something else?
We chose Kickstarter basically for the same reason. It's like Kickstarter is a community, and when you're launching something, let's say you make your own website and you put it in
Yeah.
pre-order on your own site, even if you are completely legit, it's there is still a different perception to it. Instead,
Mm,
by using Kickstarter, not only we
yeah,
can engage our own community, but the Kickstarter community might get engaged with the product, which is something that has happened, of course. And it's just, it gives that added level of trust. And not only Kickstarter is a good platform for us because it gives us so many features
yeah,
without having our own site ready
yeah,
to let's say launch a product to kickstart our company.
yeah.
So that is the main reason that we're pretty happy, and I'm sure we will make other Kickstarters in the future.
Oh, very cool. So, you guys have a delivery date of June of 2026. How confident are you in that? And do you have like where exactly is it at? Do you have a manufacturing partner lined up ready to go?
Yes, so we're pretty confident, but we're also realistic. Um,
Yeah,
Something can always happen, right? But
of course.
we do have a manufacturing partner which we collaborate with for many years, and they have 20 years of experience in manufacturing high quality CNC machine products, also in the art industry. I cannot mention
Okay.
names, but
Yeah,
um, and they have the best machines possible. They are really professional, and what we did to validate the idea and validate the scale that they can manufacture, we did manufacture already 50 units,
okay.
including packaging, including laser engraving, the correct finishes, etc. And we opened them one by one, and we broke them one by
Oh,
one
wow.
to test them all,
Yeah,
just to make sure they were the right partners. Although we collaborated with them for a very long time, so they are
mm,
already they're just waiting for me to give them the go ahead, and they will start manufacturing. We It doesn't take that long to manufacture these units. It's mostly then the logistics. Of course, we have a lot of backers are from US,
yeah,
many from the UK, some from Europe. So we some backers will get it first, and others will get it slightly later. But we will definitely start shipping in June, and maybe that's probably an important thing to say. The limited edition, so the matte black
yeah.
limited edition, will be shipped slightly later, but it should still be June.
Very cool. Awesome. So Lastly, but not least, is there anything you'd like to say directly to the backers?
Definitely. I mean, it's a genuine thank you. You know, putting something out there and receiving like the trust of
Yeah,
backers and people that don't know you and appreciate the project you have created. It's just it does, you can put a price on it. Backing a first product, you know, the first product created by a creator
right.
requires a lot of trust, and so we take that seriously, and we really hope they are going to be satisfied with the product we have created.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Antonio. You guys go check out the ST-01 on Kickstarter, and if you really like it, give it a pledge. Thank you very much, Antonio.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.